Hey everybody, Peter Michael here. This is the first video I'm doing for 2011. This is the January contest video, and I'm going to be giving a brief explanation as to what changes we're making here in 2011. I'm going to make a in detail video as soon as I get done with the holiday and back to the house and get all situated again. But for now, this should explain everything that you need to know. If you have any questions, just give me a couple of days to get that video up. I think I'll answer all your questions. After that, obviously, just let me know what you think and raise any questions that you may have, of course. Before I even get started, I just have to say thank you. About a month and a half ago, gallbladder problem that I had, hospitalization, doctors telling me they needed to take it out. I refused. It was a problem because I wasn't eating right, and I knew that. So I asked for some time to work things out on my own, and they afforded me that, and I'm really glad I did. I have to say with all seriousness that having a gallbladder problem and that pain that came with it and the hospitalization, basically the wake-up that it was the best thing that's happened to me in my health, in my life. So I've now lost about 30 pounds since the end of November, in the best physical shape of my life, in the best mental shape of my life. And I'm ready to go for 2011. So I thank you. It means a lot when every day you check your channel and there's messages and comments and everything from people just hoping that you feel better. It's a big deal to me. And I hope to return it to you all in the form of optimism and in the form of some good hard work in 2011. So thanks. All right, this is a contest video, filter video, competition video, whatever you'd like to think of it. We take a group of people and we filter out what's the best music based on voting by the group. And if there's ties, we take the votes that are by the popular vote, which is just people that aren't competing, but just, the general public, anybody who wants to register on our site. It's automatically done. And the computer just spits out a result at the end of the month. It's a wonderful thing. Voting occurs from the 1st to the 7th of the following month. So on this video right here, we're going to be voting 1 through 7 of February. And on the 8th, we're going to announce the winners. We're doing things different in 2011. Mastonic was started as a way to filter music, a way to demonstrate we could do it better with computers and mass participation than by having a select group of a few making decisions. That's the idea that got this all started. Not a money-making scheme. So I've reevaluated everything that went down in 2010. And everything in 2010 I'm happy with. I'm just trying to improve it. I want to make it bigger. I want to make it a lot bigger. So here's what we're going to do. I basically would split the YouTube community into two major groups. Especially I'm not talking about corporate music, I'm talking about the YouTube musicians who are independent with their music, doing it themselves. You've got newcomers or self-admitted hobbyists, and you've got people that are taking it very seriously and probably in some cases are already established in the music business to some degree. Some sponsorship, making some money, what have you. Well, these people here that are new to it, for them to be able to just freely get their music onto iTunes, it's a big deal for them. To be able to tell their friends and their family, I'm on iTunes now. Go check it out. Go download a tune. That's a big deal. For the people that already got their music up for sale, that's not such a big deal. But the contest does something different for them. They get to compete, they get to put their music out there, and they get to get some result and some feedback that their music is of a certain level. That it's achieved some popularity among a certain group. Also, they get to the satisfaction of knowing that their music is now in the hands of a different group of listeners, a different group of potential customers. As we talk about music in future videos, it's all about getting your music heard by more people. You're worrying about the product, you're improving the product itself, but at the end of the day, it could be the greatest thing ever recorded. But if nobody gets a chance to hear it, you're never going to sell anything. You're never going to get it out there. So we do different things here at Mastonic for different people. And I don't want to prohibit somebody from coming in and being involved because they think, well, if they enter in this contest, I'm going to try to sell their music. I'm going to get my hands in their funds. I'm going to, or somebody, it's not a personal thing against me. Somebody else is going to get involved in their finances. Somebody else is going to handle money, blah, blah, blah. So here's what we're going to do in 2011. If you win the contest, you're going to be on our podcast. We have a radio show every week. You can see it at youtube.com/Mastonic Radio. There's also a link on this page here where you're watching this. We do it every week, and that podcast is soon to be listed for those radio shows on iTunes. Right alongside next to them is going to be the monthly winner podcast, which will be from the winners every month. We're going to take the song in a low quality, like 128K MP3, and we're going to not use the whole song. We'll use most of it, but it won't be the full song. And we're going to tell everybody, just like we do with every radio show, this is the artist, this is where they're located, this is where you can find them on the web, and if they have a special album release or something coming soon, we'll give that information as well, like we do with the radio show. So when you enter a song, that's all that you're committing to us, is that you will allow us to promote your music. Simple, really. You'll allow us to promote your music. You're going to join a community of music lovers and music listeners and music makers. That's all that you're committing to when you put a song on here. Now, I've still got these folks that would love to get on iTunes. I've got people that have never put anything on iTunes, but they've got 5 or 6 songs that they've entered into the contest and won. So they're going to have basically almost an album worth of stuff on iTunes without ever having to release their own album. I would like to make, both sides happy on this deal, because it's just as important to me to get an email from somebody's father that says, hey, my 14-year-old daughter just put out a song on iTunes and she is over the moon about it and couldn't be happier, and I appreciate what you're doing. And it's really cool to me that you would do this for her. I've also got people that are major movers and shakers in the industry who have thanked me and said, I found this artist by looking at your site and saw a recommendation that you gave, and because of that, I'm now involved with a major label and this artist, and it has been a huge thing for me this year when I was having a so-so year. So I've had both extremes, and I think both are equally cool, really. And they both benefit me. Benefits me. It's not a monetary benefit. It's a tremendous benefit to me, though, to feel that energy from both sides of that. Lets me know that this is on the right track. So, for those people that would like the stuff on iTunes, that continues. But it's just not anything that we're going to say, you have to do it, or we really want you to do it, or I really don't care. It's available to you if you win. We're not doing the monthly discs anymore. We're doing the discs as the music comes in. We release a disc. We're going to call it a volume. That's how it is. If you're already selling your music, here's the beautiful thing. If you're already selling your music and you don't want us to sell it, you don't want us to put it on a mixed disc for you and possibly put it into another group of potential listeners, that's fine, but I would give you pause for one reason. We are going to be selling those physical CDs on Amazon. And by making that move, that means we can submit all the music that we're doing to Pandora. Pandora is the successful streaming site right now. And they have the brightest future of the streaming sites right now. They're making the most people happy in the music business right now. So Pandora Plays is something to take seriously. So outside of that, I would say do whatever you'd like. But just remember that is something that we are doing starting this year. So we're going to promote you. Just enter the contest. Just send me a demo and say, what do you think of this music? I'm all ears. I mean, I get a kick. This all started because I was listening to music on YouTube and said, particularly Cole Parker. I'm just going to come out and say it. I heard Cole Parker and thought, this guy's got 200 views on this song, and this is the best song one of the best songs I've ever heard on YouTube. What can I do to possibly change the way this is right now? Because this is nonsense. This guy needs to have more views. And that's what caused this whole thing to start, actually. That was the that was the epiphany moment. So that's where we're refocusing on. That's what we're going to be doing in 2011. There are no strings attached. There is no mischief. Oh, and by the way, from now on in 2011, we don't take a nickel off the top. We don't take anything off the top. That was just an exercise, a method of thinking, okay, if the sales start coming into a larger degree and it grows, we're going to need to be able to keep up with it. So we're going to need to take something to try to recoup that money. You know, the $20 that we spend on putting an album up and the monthly fee that we pay to keep the albums up. I don't care about that. I just want this thing to get really big. We'll worry about all that stuff later. For real. So in 2010, everything was the way it was, and that's fine. And we did it, and everybody seems to be happy. In 2011, I'm not taking a dime off of anybody's money, nothing. Whatever Songcast tells me you made from iTunes and Amazon sales, I'm forwarding all that to you directly through PayPal, nothing taken off the top. And just when you thought it couldn't be too good to be true, it is. We have an additional thing to mention, as I've talked about before, as I've hinted around about. Not going to be telling you who his name is, but a pro with well over 300 million album sales to albums that he's been heavily handed in and involved in, with either playing music on or producing or mixing, just, you know, a real professional that does the stuff every day for major labels. And I have worked out an agreement where one winner from the 2011 January contest, this contest that you can apply to right now, is going to be picked. And if you can get yourself to New York City, there's no round trip airfare here, folks. This is out of my budget here. If you can get yourself to New York City, and we're going to be scheduling with him, he will sit down with you and do a recording session, fully re-record your song in a pro studio that I've actually sat in several times, and it is sweet. It's the real thing, and this guy is a pro and really cool to work with. So that's going to be available to one lucky person in January, and the winner is going to be picked by me and this individual that I'm referring to. We're going to mention who he is. We're going to make a video of the whole thing for everybody to see after it's all done. But for now, we're going to just keep it, the identity of this person is going to be just kept quiet because that's their request until it's all said and done. This person likes to be the man behind the curtain. Let's just put it that way. And if that's where he wants to be, I completely understand. That's fine. He deals with a lot of I can't even tell you. It's a sickening amount of folks that he's dealt with and deals with on a regular basis. So yeah, that was a lot to take in. I understand, and I apologize for making that video longer than it probably should have been. But a lot to say, a lot of good things. Welcome to Mastonic. And come and see and taste that things are good here. The community is good here. Our efforts are good here. We only have the best of intentions for everybody here. This is all about promotion and proving that the future of music is you. So, as we're going to close all contest videos in 2011 with the famous quote from our friend Jason Newcomb of the Pathetic Club.
What's your recipe?